What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. We're going to get into TNA Impact. This was the go-home show to this weekend's Slammiversary. So we're going to be doing the preview and predictions for Slammiversary. The go-home show was okay, but it could have been a little bit better. But we got a pretty decent, ending to the show, which was great. So we're going to get into TNA Impact from July the 17th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, Moose versus Sami Callihan. Didn't watch it, don't give a damn. Who won that? It was Moose. Post-match, Mustafa Ali shows up with the rest of the older four. The lights go out, Dark State, they attack the system. Moving on from that nonsense. I don't care about that at all. So Gia Miller, she's backstage with Dani Luna. Dani Luna says she's feeling pretty confident. She says that the Knockouts division is the most competitive it's ever been, which is true. She says she knows who she is and what she brings to the table. She says Tessa Blanchard is just in her way. So then this leads us into Tessa Blanchard versus Dani Luna. Tessa Blanchard defeats Dani Luna. And then post-match, Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford, a.k.a. Alicia Fox, they attack Dani Luna, but Indy Hartwell makes the save. Indy says every friend Tessa ever had, she turned her back on her. She's turned her back on. Indy says that she hasn't known her for 6 years, but at Slammiversary, she's going to get to know her, and then she calls her a bitch. So good stuff there. Moving on, this leads us into the inspiration. They have a backstage promo. They say that they deserve the spotlight when they become the two-time TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Okay, that's cool. They're good shit there. Moving right along. We then get a Jacy Jayne segment, but this was followed up with the Elegance brand. So Ash says that she got $5,000 because of every one of them. She says they submitted the footage to TNA management and edited the truth. Ash says they should be talking about her. She says she's the number one contender and beat 19 other women to win this opportunity. She says she has the divine right to take the Knockouts Championship, and why the Elegance brand is the most dominant female faction in pro wrestling history. So, Fed Influence, they show up. JC says they know each other for a little while, and they've had no problem until Ash said they were the most dominant female faction in pro wrestling. JC says when she beats Masha and becomes a double champion, she'll show Ash where she stands. So then Masha Slamovich shows up. Masha says she doesn't know her, that being Jacy Jayne. Masha says she came to Brooklyn from Russia. She says she doesn't have any friends. JC says if she looked in the mirror, she would understand why she doesn't have any friends. I'm like, damn, that's cruel. Masha says she'll be damned if she lets JC come to her city and let an outsider take her title. She says JC would have to stop her heart from beating, and asked if JC could say the same. And then they both have a little standoff, and they do a quick pose with their respective belts, and that was it. So pretty good stuff there, really good shit there. I like this. This is interesting. Moving on from this leads us into Dani Luna being checked on backstage by Jody Threat. So Jody wants to help out Dani Luna, and she seems to be annoyed, and so then what's her name leaves, Jody Threat. So that's fine, it makes perfect sense. I don't understand why, not Dani Luna, but why Jody Threat is still in TNA. She just needs to go to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. That's going to be the best fit for her, for being honest. Dani Luna has tremendous upside to her. She really does, and I enjoy that about her. I like her. I like her. She's really good. Moving on. So this leads us into Dark State. So my bad. No, I'm sorry about that. So we get a Dark State vignette or whatever nonsense from that, and then being jumped by the system at NXT this past week. Who cares? So we get a video package for Mike Santana, and an audio recording of his father plays, who says he's proud of him. His father said that he deserves to be there. So good stuff there. Mike Santana is going to win on Sunday, so good stuff. Moving on, this leads us into the hometown man, which is lame-ass Diener versus Judas Icarus. Who cares about this shit? Diener wins. I don't give a single fuck about this shit. Moving out. So, we get a fourth rope promo by Enzo Amore. This is the second week he's done this. He says he would eat up Joe Hendry, pause, and spit him out. Enzo says he's not all in because the chip on his shoulder is more worth than any pile, which is great. He says he's bringing Zillow Fatu and a Bishop to TNA Slammiversary. Oh, I was like, oh shit, I'm locked in. So this is really, really fucking good. Hopefully this does happen. Maybe this is just Enzo just promoting the promotion. Fourth rope, which is great. Good stuff. Great stuff. Moving on. So Steve Maclin, he's backstage. He talks about being the reigning TNA International Champion and how he wants to live up to the name. Bulletproof Steve Maclin makes it clear that he's willing to face anyone from any company internationally and represent TNA in a title defense at Slammiversary. I don't give a shit about this. Fuck this shit. Moving on. So, Matt Cardona gets help from the system and they have a brawl with Dark State. I don't give a shit about this at all. I really don't care about this at all. This is dumb. This is stupid. Then we get the Hardys. They come out. So Matt says if he's being honest with himself, he feels they might have been slipping as of late. Jeff Hardy says Matt is right, bringing up how they recently lost to First Class. So Matt then sarcastically thanks Jeff for reminding him of that. Matt Hardy says, with that in mind, maybe if they don't win the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the tag titles at Slammiversary, they should hang them up for good and go home. So then Leon Slater comes out. He tells them the last few months with them have been the greatest moments of his career. He says they can't be done yet. First Class duel, AJ Francis and Casey Navarro, they come out. AJ Francis mocks the Hardys. Matt tells Leon he needs to focus on his goal of becoming the youngest X Division champion at Slammiversary and let them handle their own matters. So Francis then taunts Leon Slater, telling him to leave, and then he does. So the Nemeth Bros, they show up, and then they taunt the Hardys. And basically the Rascals, they come out, and they all just kind of stare each other down or whatever, and that was it. Okay, that's cool. Main event of the evening, Trick Williams and Frankie Kazarian versus Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. We've seen this before anyway. This happened maybe like 2 weeks ago on TNA. Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, they win. So Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, they argue afterwards. So Trick Williams shows up and he raises the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Then, as the show's about to end, we get a logo on the screen. It's a TNA logo, and it's a box that zooms. A camera zooms inside the box. It's AJ Styles' phenomenal ring gear, which is great, and then that was it. So good shit there. I like that. This is great. AJ coming into TNA for one night, it's fucking awesome. So kudos to TNA on that. So, like I say, TNA played it kind of calm, and, I'm fine with it. I'm expecting Slammiversary to do really well. I'm expecting there to be a lot of debuts and surprises. I think TNA is going to go all out. I'm very, very excited for Slammiversary. I don't know why TNA doesn't treat Slammiversary as their WrestleMania. I mean, Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania, but it's in late October usually most of the time. But it's fine. But this is basically like TNA's version of SummerSlam. So, good stuff there. I dug that. And it seems like TNA's trying to really better themselves, really better themselves. And I think that Carlos Silva being president, he's doing phenomenal. He had a very good interview with Ariel Helwani not too long ago, and it's good. I haven't watched it, but it's good. So we have 9 matches on the card. So let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? It's going to be taking place in the UBS Arena in Edmonton, New York. This is great. So the the USB Arena can hold. Let me think real quick. Right now, it's saying for ice hockey, it's 17,255, and then for concerts, it's 19K even. So I think right now they've got about 6K, which is great. And then by the time the show comes on the air, it should probably be about maybe 65, maybe even 7,000 people. So that's what I'm hoping that happens. So this is great. So we got 9 matches. Let's go ahead and get into it. Dark State versus The System. Who cares? Dark State's going to win. I don't care about this. Leon Slater versus Moose for the X Division Championship. Leon Slater, fuck Moose. Moving on. This should be one of the matches of the night. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. Let's say Mustafa Ali wins. They continue to run their feud back up until Bound for Glory. So I think that's what's going to end up happening there. Good stuff. The Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. The Nemeth, Ryan and Nick Nemeth. The Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy. The Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, who's out. Trey Miguel is injured. And Myron Reed is going to be in his place, which is great. And then versus First Class, Eddie Francis and Casey Navarro. The Hardys are going to win. Why would they lose? Moving on. Masha Slamovich versus JC Jane. Winner take all for the TNA Knockout World Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane's going to win this hands down. Why would she lose? Masha has beaten her twice. And she just pinned her on this past episode of NXT this past Tuesday. So I would expect for JC to get her win. And I could see JC probably dropping the title officially probably around Heatwave next month. So I think that's what's going to end up happening there. Moving on. Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. Indy just got there. So I'm going to go with Indy. And then this feud should still continue on further. Then we got the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration. The Inspiration is going to win this. Well, why would they lose this? And then it's going to be apparently a 6-man tag team match. Jake Something, Steve Macklin, and Mance Warner versus Zilla Fatu, Enzo Amore, and Josh Bishop. Good stuff there. I would imagine that Zilla Fatu and the real one, aka Enzo, they win. Why would they lose? Main event of the evening, triple threat for the TNA World Championship. Trick Williams, Joe Hendry, Mike Santana. Mike Santana wins. Post-match, AJ Styles comes out and congratulates him. Maybe AJ turns heel, and then they set up a feud between Mike Santana and AJ Styles. That culminates at Bound for Glory in October. I think that would be great. Hopefully we get some surprises here as well. We need some. I don't think that TNA will announce their TV deal until Bound for Glory. Kind of like how they announced they were going to go, revert back to TNA, which happened around 2024 of last year, when Scott D'Amore was still in power and still there. So, that makes sense. But all in all, I am excited for Slammiversary, and it should be a decent event. What did you guys think of TNA? And what are your predictions for Slammiversary? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.